بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. I welcome everyone back to the continuation of our classes with the aim of covering the pamphlet Al-Qaa'idah to Nooraniyyah. Is everyone ready for the continuation?
No.
Jahizun. Alhamdulillah. We are somewhere in the middle of Ad-Darsul Hadi Ashar. Ad-Darsul Hadi Ashar, 11th lesson. The 11th lesson, we ended at the very bottom of page 19. We're going to start today from the beginning of page 20. Does anyone have any questions regarding what was reviewed on Tuesday up to the bottom of page 19? Any questions, concerns? I would like us to review that last line. Can everyone go back to page 19, please? This page 19. I want us to review the very last line. The first word, last line, page number 19. Who wants to attempt that? We did this in class on Tuesday. Who wants to take that word from me? Break it down and spell it, and then put it together. Break it down, put it together. You want to try? Fadlo.
Aleph, Fatha, Nam.
Would you say Aleph in that case?
Hamza.
Hamza. Why? Why would you say Hamza?
Because Hamza
is sitting on the Aleph. The Aleph is just a seat for it. Okay?
Hamza, Fatha, Nam, Sukun, Al.
Okay, and you said Al, Hamza, Fatha, Lam, Sukun, Al because you don't want to pronounce a second letter by itself. So whenever you see a second letter, you link it to what? What came before it. So that's what you did. I'm saying this so those online can also pick it up. Okay, start again, please. Hamza from the beginning.
Hamza, Fatha, Lam, Sukun, Al. Qaf, Fatha, Ta, Sukun, Qat.
Qat. It's heavy. Qat. And it has not only that is it heavy, it has a click in the back of the throat because of its makhraj. Qat. Okay. Al-Qat. Everyone say that. Al-Qat. Al-Qat. Next word, next brother. Anyone? Go ahead, please.
Hamza, Fatha, Mim, Sukun,
M.
Ha, Kasra, Lam, Sukun, Hil.
And the ha is deep. Ha kasra lam sukun hil. What's the makhraj of ha? This ha. What's the makhraj of ha? Somebody said middle? From deep down in the throat, the bottom of the throat. It connects to the chest. When you do it well, you can feel it vibrate in the chest. Okay, keep going. Amhil. So everyone say that. Amhil. Amhil. Next word, next brother. Yes, please, in the back. Sit down again, please. No, that's Hamza. The third line, third word, the bottom of this page 19. Third word, the bottom of page 19. Third word.
Hamza, Kasra. Qaf, Sukun.
Hamza, Kasra, Qaf, Sukun, Iq. Hamza, Kasra, Qaf, Sukun, Iq.
Hamza, Kasra, Qaf, Sukun, Iq.
I have to hear the click in the back of your throat. I think I heard it, but I just need you to be sure of what you're saying. Okay.
Hamza kasra fa sukun iq.
Okay.
Ra fatha hamza sukun.
How would you say that? Ra, fatha, hamza, sukun. Ra. Ra. See the bump I gave that, the ra, the end of the ra, I gave it a bump. Ra, ra, ra. How'd you put the whole thing together? You broke it down now? How'd you put it together? Iqra. Iqra. Everyone say that. Iqra. 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 The astute listener should pick up that bump at the end of that word iqra. Fi'l al-amr. Everyone should pick, the listener should pick it up. You should say it so that the listener can pick it up. Iqra. Iqra. Next word, next brother. Anyone?
I can do it.
Go ahead, please.
Fa fatha fa.
But there's a sukun next to it.
Ra sukun fa.
I don't want you to spell sukun by a second letter by itself.
No.
I don't want you to start by spelling ra sukun or lam sukun or hamza sukun. No. Link a sukun to what came before it. Or start from the beginning of the word. We're on the fourth word, page 19.
Fa fatha
Fa.
fa
Yes.
fatha ra sukun fa.
Fa, fatha, ra, sukun, far. Okay. What happens to that alif in the between the fa and the ra? You skipped it because the brother skipped it, rightly so. Why did he skip it? Because it is a hamzatul wasl, a linking hamza. When you link, then it takes no place in the pronunciation anymore. Because it takes no place in the pronunciation, you do not spell it. Yeah, only when it's the beginning and you're initiating with it, then you give it a vowel and then you make it into hamzatul qat'a. But for now, it's a hamzatul wasl, you skip it. Okay, keep going.
Ra fatha
Did you say gha? Ghain, ghain.
ghain fatha ba sukun ghab.
Okay. How do you put it together?
Farghab.
Farghaba. 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 And the ba has a special characteristic of being a what letter? Qalqala letter. Yes, and so I have to hear the bounce of it when you stop on it. Like you're giving it a tiny vowel, not a full vowel, otherwise that'll be a mistake. It will be a tiny vowel. Farghaba. Farghaba. Did you hear me? Did you have that ba bounce a touch? Like I touched it with tiny little vowel. Farghaba. Next word, next brother. Yes, please go ahead.
Fa fatha nun sukun fun
Say that again, please.
fun
That won't be correct.
fa fa
Fan.
fa sod fatha
Fatha.
sod
This whole, look at me. Fatha. Fatha. That is the name of the vowel. Fatha.
fatha
Okay.
sod fatha ba sukun sun
Sad, fatha, ba, sukun, swaba. 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 It is a swad. Swad is a what letter? Heavy letter. It is a heavy letter. You have to have a full mouth when you say it. Swaba. How do you put the whole thing together?
fa sabu
Fan, swaba. Fan, swaba. Fan, swaba. Everyone say it. Fan, swaba. Fan, swaba. The noon, I gave a ghunna. I gave an nasalization to it. Sheikh Muhammad taught us last week that when you have a ghunna like that, it is up to how many counts? 2 counts. Fan, swaba. Fan, swaba. After me. Fan, swaba. So this is a quick revision of what we did last week.
I'm just going to add a point to this one.
Go ahead, please.
So, now, one thing I want to remind you guys is that a lot of people are asking about the tajweed rulings, And here when we say فَانْصَبِرْ, right? Here this noon is an ikhfa, right? What does the ikhfa mean? Meaning that the tip of the tongue should not be touching the palate, right? When you, the noon, the asl for the noon, where does the noon come from? Say fan. Fan. You see the tip of the tongue is touching the what? The palate. But here, since there's an ikhfa, the tip of the tongue should not be touching the palate.
I'll take this one. Continue.
So the noon, can you guys hear me? They can't hear me.
Oh, they can't. Oh, subhanallah.
This is for the YouTube.
Afwan.
So the noon, right? Here there's an ikhfa. So the tip of the tongue should not be touching the palate. Rather, it should be going closer to what? The sad, right? Who remembers where the sad comes from? Who remembers? The tongue should be what? Flat, right? The bottom, the tip of the tongue should be behind what? The bottom teeth. And sad is a heavy letter. So the back of the tongue should be going where? Upwards. So now this ikhfa, we don't say fansab, no. Fansab. Because there's two types of ikhfa. There's a heavy ikhfa and there's a light ikhfa. You understand? When is the ikhfa heavy and when is the ikhfa light? If the letter after noon is heavy, then the ikhfa is heavy. Fansab. Now if the letter after the noon is light, then we make the ikhfa light. For example, if it was a sin, fansab. You see the difference between fan and faun. You see, they're both ikhfa, but one ikhfa is heavy and one ikhfa is light. Is that clear?
Clear. Okay, we go to today's class. It is a continuation of the principle, the principle of nun sakina that we had from page 18. In page 18, the author was teaching us how the function of the sakin comes in. So we had a whole series of letters in page 18 that dealt with that. Now the author is applying the sukoon itself to regular words that we come across in the Qur'an, Al-Qur'an al-Kareem. So we're continuing. Next word, next brother, who wants to give that to me? Please go ahead.
Well, fatha. Noon sukoon, one. Ha.
Ha is high pitched from the middle of the throat. High pitched. Ha.
Fatha. Ra sukoon, one ha.
Okay, I wanted you to say the ha and the ra together first.
Okay, ha.
Yes, and then link them.
One ha.
One har. One har. One har. Next word, please. Second word, first line, page number 20. Yes, please go ahead.
Hamza Fatha Kha Sukoon Ak
Kha. Yes, it's not a K in English. We have no equivalent in English. It's a throat clearing sound that comes from the top of the throat. That's the makhraj of the kha, the top of the throat. Okay, do that again.
Hamza Fatha Kha Sukoon Ak Ra Fatha
Fat.
Ra Fatha Jeen Fatha.
Oh, so because ra has a vowel, you can spell it by itself. Ra fatha.
Ra Fatha Ra
Okay.
Jeen Fatha Jad
Put everything together.
Akhraja
Akhraja. 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 Okay. What's the makhraj of the kha? Where is the makhraj of the kha? I just said top of the throat. Which other letter has the same makhraj? There's one other letter that has the same makhraj. One other letter that has that makhraj. Ghain. Kha and ghain come from that same place. Qaf has a different makhraj, close by, but different makhraj back of the tongue. Next, third word, first line for those on line, page number 20. We are on the third word, first line. The brother in the back, yes, please. Yarhamukallah.
همزة فتحة را سكون عرض.
Start again, please.
همزة فتحة را سكون عرض.
The ha sound in Hamza is deep also. Hamza.
همزة فتحة را سكون عرض.
Ar. The ra, I want everyone to make it, intentionally roll that ra a tiny little bit. Not as much as the Spanish R, but definitely not the smooth English R. So, Hamza fatha ra sukun aru. Hamza fatha ra sukun aru. Okay, please remember to do that. Train your tongues like this so that it becomes automatic when you begin to recite the Qur'an this coming month of Ramadan, inshallah. Next, keep going, keep spelling.
سين فتحة سا أرسل لام فتحة لا أرسل
Arusala. 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 Next word, next brother. Go ahead.
Hamza Fatha Ra Sukun Aru. No.
Which, with the fourth word,
Hamza Fatha Ghain Sukun Aru.
Ah.
Ta Fatha Ta.
Ba fatha. Ba fatha.
Ta Fatha Ta.
No, sir. Ba prolonged. Fatha. Ta one count. Ba fatha ta.
Ta Fatha Ta.
Okay.
Abu Ta. Sheen Fatha Sha. Al-Tasha.
Aghtasha. 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 What's the makhraj of the ghain? Top of the throat. What's the companion letter from the same makhraj? Kha. Next word, next brother. The person raising the hand in the back. Please go ahead.
همزة فتحة فا سكون أف لام فتحة لا أف لا ها فتحة أف لها
Aflaha. Aflaha. I want to make a distinction between the ha and the ha. So this one is a high-pitched ha coming from the middle of the throat. What other letter comes from the middle of the throat? Ayn. So ayn, look at this. Ayn and ha are paired in the middle of the throat. Their brothers, ghain and kha, are paired on top of the throat. Easy way to remember. Okay, second line, first word for those online, for those on the link. Second line, first word. Yes.
If you want, you can make everyone, whoever reads, let everyone repeat after him.
Okay.
So everyone's practicing.
Okay, that's good. That's good. First word. Second line, page 20. Page 20. Go ahead, please.
Hamza Fatha Kaf Sukun Ak.
Okay. Ak.
Ra Fatha Ra.
Wa alaikum salam.
Akra. Meen Fatha Ma. Akrama.
Akrama. Say it after him. Say it after him. Akrama. Akrama. Okay. Next word, second line, page 20. Yeah, go ahead, please.
همزة فتحة لام سكون أن
Okay.
ها
I
فتحة
want you to say with it. It's from the deepest part of the throat. Ha. Fatha.
ها فتحة الها ميم فتحة الحمى
When you say mim fatha, I want you to say what the combination of mim and fatha is. Mim fatha what? Mim plus fatha equals ma. Yeah, so I want you to say each thing you spell and then put everything together. Okay, say after him. What did you say? Everyone? Again? Good. Question about that? And the makhraj of the lamb? The makhraj of the lamb.
The right side of the tongue touch the right side of the upper top teeth.
Third word, second line, page 20. Yes, please.
Hamza Fatha Noon Sukun Ain Sheen Fatha Sha An Sha Ra Fatha Ra An Shara.
That is not a heavy ikhfa. Why is it not heavy? Because the sheen after it is what? Okay, so how would you say that? Anshara. 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 What's the makhraj of the noon? What is the makhraj of the noon? Tip of the tongue against Anshara. Anshara. Next word, fourth word, second line. Go ahead, please.
Hamza, Fatha, Noon, Sukun, An.
And the fatha there in there is not heavy. An.
Qaf, Fatha, Qaf, and Qaf.
I didn't hear the click in the back of the throat.
Qaf, and Qaf.
Okay.
Dor, Fatha,
Fatha.
Fatha. Dor,
Okay.
Dor, and Qadar.
Qadra. Qadra. In that case, the noon, the gunna, because of the ikhfa between the noon and the qaf, that is what? Heavy because of the heaviness of the qaf. Qadra. Qadra. Next word. Next brother. Anyone? Go ahead, please.
Dal Fatha Mim Sukun Dam Dal Fatha.
That is light. Dal Fatha Mim Sukun Dam.
Dal Fatha Mim Sukun Dam. Dal Fatha Dal.
Dal, prolonged. Dal, the name of the letter is Dal with a prolongation in the middle.
Dal Dal Fatha Da Mim Fatha
The
Ma.
meme is, there's also a prolongation in the name of the word meme. Meme, 2 counts.
Mim Mim Fatha Ma.
Okay.
Dam Dama.
Dam Dama. Dam Dama. Dam Dama. Next word, third line, first word, page 20. Anyone? Even if you've done it before, you can volunteer. Yes, please go ahead.
Ain, Fatha, Sin, Sukun, Ash.
Before you continue, whenever you read the letter, you guys repeat after him. So everyone's practicing. Everyone's moving the lips, not just listening. Everyone's moving the lips. You read, everyone repeat.
And if you're wrong, I'll let you know if you're incorrect.
No.
So as he spells, as he breaks it down, it's so everyone can get the practice. Just go along with him.
Ain, Fatha, Sin, Sukun, Ash.
Ain Fatha Sin Sukun As.
Ain, Fatha,
Ain Fatha
As,
As
Sin, Fatha, Sa.
Sin Fatha Sa.
As, Asa.
As Asa.
I like the touch of the ayin that you gave it. As asa.
As Asa.
As asa. As asa. So the listener has to pick out that distinction between the hamza and the ayin. Was the makhraj of the ayin?
The middle of the, the top of the throat.
Yeah, middle of the throat. What's his companion? What's his companion in the middle of the throat? The ha. Thank you for saying that. And the makhraj of the sin? Tip. Somebody said tip of the tongue. What? Tip of the tongue where?
Behind the two front teeth.
To which teeth? Upper or lower?
Bottom.
The tip of the tongue points that way, lower teeth, and there are 3 letters that do that. The zayn, the sad, and the zayn, sad, and the sin. Okay, so remember that. Next, word, second word, third line, page 20. Anyone? Yes, please.
Hamza Fatha Ain Sukun A.
Hamza Fatha Ain Sukun A. I need to hear the Hamza before the Ain. Do not merge them or switch them. Hamza Fatha Ain Sukun A. Hamza Fatha Ain Sukun A. Hamza Fatha Ain Sukun A. Did you hear my distinction in my transition from the Hamza to the Ain? Always maintain that in your recitation as you go along. Continue.
Ba Dammabu.
Ba Dammabu.
Dal Dammadu.
Dal Dammadu.
A'budu.
A'budu. So in your recitation, it occurs in one famous surah, in one of the shorter surahs. A'budu. A'budu. I have to hear the transition between the Hamza and the Ain. A'budu. A'budu. Good. Third word, third line, page 20. Anyone? Go ahead, please. No, I'm saying the third. Is that what you're reading? Third word? Third word, third line. Sukun na. Dal dammadu. Na'budu. Okay, na'budu. Na'budu. The author did an excellent job here where he put all the things that he had mentioned in page 18, he found them in Quranic words and is bringing them out. So that's why I'm asking you what the makhraj of the letter that has the sukoon is, because that is what the author is testing. Okay, so what's the makhraj of the ayn? We just said it before. And its companion in the middle of the throat? Ha. So don't forget. Next word, fourth word for those online. Fourth word, third line. The brother in the back, please.
Also, I'm sorry to control. I want to make a point here. Is that now we're starting to get into four-letter words.
Mm-hmm.
So when we get into four-letter words, when we say, for example, Noon Fatha Ain Sukun Na, Ba Dhamma Bu, then we combine those three. Na'bu. Then we go to the next one. Dal, Dhammadu, Na'budu. You understand? No. Always, before you go to the next letter, you have to combine all the letters before. Is that clear? No. So for example, the next word, Yakhruju. Ya Fatha Kha Sukun Yakh. Then I go to the next letter. Ra Dhammaru.
Ra Dhammaru.
Do I go to the next letter here? No. Go back to the beginning. Yakhru. Jim Dhammaju. Yakhruju. Is that clear?
No. And what's the benefit of doing that? It's because you're getting longer and longer. So the likelihood of dropping what you previously spelled is there. So, but if you begin to pick them up as you move along, you're less likely to drop or forget what you previously broke down. That's why it's good from the third letter onwards to begin to combine them as you move along. Because we're going to be getting into 5- and 6-letter words very soon, inshallah. So we did the yakhruju. Last word, third line. Any brother?
Well, he didn't go. It was his turn.
Oh, okay. Then do that one. The last word on that third line.
Ya Fatha Sukun Ya.
Yeah.
Sin Fatha Sa.
Sin Fatha Sa. Yahsa. Ba Mabu. Yahsabu. 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 Excellent. Fourth, what's the makhraj of the ha? We said it before. Middle of the throat. Okay. And ayn is his companion in that location, correct? Fourth line, first word. Please go ahead.
Ya Fatha Shin Sukun Yash.
Ya Fatha Shin Sukun Yash.
Ra Fatha Ra.
Ra Fatha Ra. Yashra.
Ba dhamma bu.
Ba dhamma bu.
Yashrabu.
Yashrabu. Yashrabu. Yashrabu. Yashrabu. And you know what my question will be now? What's the makhraj of the shin? And can anyone tell me?
Shin, yeah, and jim are together.
Together where?
Middle of the tongue.
The flat surface of the tongue, equivalent to the middle of the tongue against the hard palate. Correct? All right. Say it again.
Middle of the.
I like that. I like that. That good effort. I like that. Yes, please.
Since you just tell us about this market, on the word at the end called the dog.
Yes.
Where does it come from? Is it the side of the teeth?
It's the only letter that comes from the left side of the tongue against the upper teeth on that side. That's the dot. And to know, to demonstrate to yourself the makhraj of the dot, precede the dot that has a sukoon with a hamza, such as hamza, fatha, dot, sukoon, ad. That's how you would know where the makhraj of whatever letter you're testing is, if you say it correctly. So ad, that is the only letter that comes from that side, this long side of the tongue against the upper teeth on that side. So you're correct. That's the only letter that does that. That is its makhraj.
Can you repeat again that letter? Ad?
No, he's talking about the fourth word on the second line. He's talking about the fourth word, and he's asking about the dot in that word. So that is the makhraj, the side of the tongue against the upper teeth on that side. I was on the fourth line, correct? And we did the first word? Second word. Who wants to take the second word? Please go ahead, brother.
Ya fatha shin sukun yash.
Ya fatha sin sukun yash.
Ha fatha ha.
Ha.
Yash ha.
Yash ha.
Dal damadu.
Down dhammadu.
Yash hadu.
Yashhadu. 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 There's no need for me to ask that question anymore because the sheen was already tested in the first word. Its makhraj is the middle of the tongue against the palates that is opposited above it. Third word, fourth line. Go ahead, please.
Ta, fatha, ra, sukoon, tar. Ha, fatha, ha.
Ha fatha ha.
Tarha.
Taruha.
Qaf, damma, hu.
Qaf dammaku.
Tarhaku.
Taruhaqu. 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 I have to hear the click of when you pronounce the qaf, even though it has a dhamma. You also have to make it heavy. Two things. You have to make it heavy. It also has to click to differentiate it from a kaf. What's the makhraj of the ra?
Roll at the top of the palate a little bit.
The bottom?
Top of your tongue, roll it down.
Top or bottom?
To the top.
The tip of the tongue does what?
Roll at the top a little bit.
Tip of the tongue against the... Yeah, against the front upper palate, the junction of the front teeth and the upper palates. That is where the ra is. It is high up. Ar. Try it. Ar. 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 Or ir. 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 Of the letters that come from the tip of the tongue, ra is the highest makhraj in that position. It's slightly different. The ra, the lam, and the noon. The ra is the highest of the three. Okay.
Now, Afwan, I just want to make a note for this word. Tarhaqu. You remember the ra, right? The ra, when is it heavy and when is it light? Who recalls?
It's heavy when it's followed by a fatha and a dhamma.
If it's heavy, if it has a fatha or dhamma, and it's light if it has a kasra. Now what if it has a sukoon? It follows the letter before it. So here we have a ra and the letter before has a fatha. So is it a light ra or a heavy ra?
It's a light ra.
It's a heavy ra.
It's a heavy ra.
So it's not tar, it's tar. Not tar, tar. It's a heavy ra. Tarhaqu.
Taruhaqu.
Naam. So be careful making that ra light.
Alhamdulillah. Next word, number 4. Fourth word on the fourth line. Go
I
ahead,
have a
please.
question for this.
Yes, please.
After the ra, it is ha. Is ha heavy letter?
No, has light.
It's always light.
So the ra is light.
Huh?
So the ra with sukoon is light then.
Oh, he's talking about what precedes the ra, not what comes after the ra. What precedes, when the ra has a sukoon, what precedes the ra determines its heaviness or lightness.
It's before what precedes.
What is what precedes it that determines the heaviness, not what comes after.
Right. So in this case, there is a ta, it is light, so ra
Yes.
is light.
No, but the fatha on top of the ta is what determines the heaviness or lightness. Is when the ra has a sukoon. Everyone listen. When the ra has a sukoon, what determines whether you pronounce it heavily or lightly is the vowel on the preceding letter. The vowel on the preceding letter. If the vowel on the preceding letter is a dhamma or a fatha, then the ra that is sakin will be pronounced heavy, correct? And when the letter before the ra that has a sukoon has a kasra, then that confers lightness on the ra that has a sukoon. Did I confuse you?
No, it's good, very good. No.
Fatha, dhamma preceding the ra that is sakin makes the ra heavy, and kasra preceding the ra that has a sukoon makes the ra light.
No.
Confusing or?
No, clear, no.
We are on the fourth word. Okay, who wants to take that? Who hasn't spoken anything yet?
One last point. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the word tarhaqu, right? The word tarhaqu, you have a ra that's heavy, and then you have a qaf. Is the qaf heavy or light?
Heavy.
It's heavy. So is the ha heavy or light? Light. So we have a light letter that's surrounded by two heavy letters. So remember, a common mistake people make is they end up making the ha heavy because its neighbors is what? Is heavy. But you have to give every letter its right. So it's tarhaqu. Tarhaqu. Tarhaqu.
Tarhaqu.
You understand? Now, be careful saying tarhaqu, not tarha, tarha.
Tarhaqu.
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 Naam.
The word after tarhaqu. Anyone who hasn't spoken before. Go ahead, please.
Ta, fata, ta.
Wait. The letter after it has a sukoon. Therefore, I want you to link those two letters together and pronounce them as a unit. So you say it as ta, fatain, sukoon. That's how. So.
Ta, fata, ayin, sukoon, taun.
Down. 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 Ta, fatain, sukoon, down. Next. Okay, keep going.
Raw kasra, running.
Ra kasrari.
Oh, running.
Dari. 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 Last.
Fa, fata, fu. Fa, dhamma, fu.
Is that a fatha?
Fa, dhamma.
Fa, dhamma, fu. Put everything together.
Ta, fu.
Ta'rifu. 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 So I'm hearing a mistake in the pronunciation of the ayn that has a sukoon. Ta'rifu. 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 We have no equivalent of this in English, so you just have to hear it and practice what you hear correctly. Ta'rifu. Okay, question about this word. Ayn has a makhraj from middle of the throat, and its companion is the ha. Next word, please. Go ahead, please.
Hamza, Dhamma, Qaf, Sukoon.
Uqa. Uqa is a qaf, right? Uqa. Uqa, and it has qalqala. So, uqa. Keep going.
Sin, Kasra, Si.
Sin, kasra, si.
Mim,
No, you have to say them together. Uqsi. Mim dammamu. Uqsimu. Uqsimu. Uqsimu.
Uqsimu.
Uqsimu. The brother who spelled it, I didn't hear your qaf clearly. It sounded more like a calf. Uqsimu. Uqsimu. What's the makhraj of the qaf? You knew that question was coming, right? What's the makhraj of the qaf?
Back of the tongue.
Back of the tongue. Why are you afraid? Back of the tongue. What letter is close to it in makhraj? The kaf, but slightly. Which one is slightly ahead of the other? Kaf is slightly ahead of the qaf. But both of them are from the back of the throat. The back of the throat. And the qaf has an additional sifa of a click that distinguishes it from the kaf. So qaf is way in the back. Kaf is a little bit ahead of it. Yes.
Calf not a
No, it is not. That's the other benefit. That's the other distinguishing factor between the qaf and the kaf. Kaf is not a qalqala letter. Never a qalqala letter. Question? Uqsimu.
Uqsimu.
Uqsimu. Uqsimu. Fifth line.
Now, I have one more point about this word.
Yes.
So this word here, uqsimu, the qaf, you have to be careful because if a light letter comes after the qaf, be careful for making that letter heavy. It's very easy to say uqsi, not uqsi, uqsi. Uqsi. Uqsimu. Uqsimu. Do you see the difference? Nah, be careful making that scene heavy. Nah, afwan.
And when a knowledgeable person tells you something and repeats that thing, take it seriously. Because it is true that people will have a light letter coming after a heavy letter and the heaviness spreads onto that light letter. And that is unjust. You have to give every letter its rights. Okay, is that the other? We'll continue after that, inshallah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. La hawla la quwwata illa billah. 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 Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. Allahumma rabba hadhihi ad-da'wati at-tammah. My last point before the adhan was that when someone knowledgeable tells you something and keeps repeating the same thing, it means that there's a level of importance to it. The mistake many of us make is that the heaviness of the heavy letter spreads to the light letter either before it or after it. Is a common mistake. So please catch yourself when you recite and make sure the heaviness of heavy letters don't unjustly spread to the next letter if it is light. Fifth line, first word for those online. Who hasn't spoken at all? Yeah, go ahead, please. Sukun yuba. Dal kasra di. Yubadi. Hamza dhamma'u. Yubadi'u. 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 The word is dhamma. Dhamma. It is spelt with the rod. So dhamma. Okay. Why did he skip the ya? I saw a big ya right in front of me there, and he skipped it. Because the hamza is sitting on it. It is a seat for the hamza. It is inconsequential in the pronunciation. So we skipped it and we pronounced only that thing on top of the ya. Second word. Fifth line. Anyone? Go ahead, please.
Ya damma nun sukun yun.
Ya nun sukun yun.
Fa fatha fa.
Fa fatha fa.
Yun fa.
Yun fa. Oh, yunfa. Yunfa, not yanfa. Yunfa. Okay.
Kha damma khu.
Kha damma khu.
Yunfakhu.
Yunfakhu. Is the gunna on the noon heavy or light? Light because of the oncoming fa, which is a what letter? Light letter. Yunfakhu. Yunfakhu. Next word. Third word. Fifth line. Anyone? Go ahead, please.
Ya fatha nun sukun yun.
That's incorrect.
Ya fatha nun sukun yan.
Ya fatha nun sukun yan.
Fatha lam.
No, don't do the qaf by itself.
Qa fatha qa.
Qaf fatha qa.
Yan qa.
Yanqa.
Lam kasra li.
Lam kasra li.
Yanqali.
Yanqali.
Ba dhamma bu.
Ba dhamma bu.
Yanqalibu.
Yanqalibu. Yanqalibu. I did not hear the gunna properly on that noon. Yanqalibu. In this case, the tip of the tongue does not touch anything. When you do the gunna of ikhfa, the noon does not touch anything. And it is a heavy ikhfa because of the oncoming letter, correct? Yanqalibu. Yanqalibu. Next word, next person. And the more you try, whoever is trying is the one who's gaining the experience. Can you raise your voice, please? I can't hear you. That's not correct. Ya dhammayu. Okay, keep going. No, it is was.
Do it again.
Oh, fatha sin sukun was. You was. Good. Wow kasra we. You was with. You was with. You was with. Last one, please.
He didn't say the sin yet.
Oh, he did not? Yeah, I was in the last one. That's why I said last one. Sin dhammasu. You was whistle. You was whistle. You was whistle. Makhraj of the sin is? Makhraj of the sin is? Middle of the tongue? Flat. Tip of the tongue flat. The whole tongue flat, not touching anything, pointing towards the lower teeth. Last word on that line. Yeah, this brother in front of me here.
Tha fatha tha.
Tha fatha tha.
Qaf damma
No, qaf. The letter is qaf.
Qaf damma ku.
Qaf damma qu.
Lam fatha la.
Lam fatha. I wanted you to put the tha and the qaf. I wanted you to put them together first.
Tha qaf.
Thaqu. Then thaqula. And then last one. You can't spell the thaqula ignoring the sukun. So you have to link the lam with the ta. Is that what you understand? That we're linking the sukun with what came before it.
Okay.
So start again. Look, hold on, look at me. Fa. That is the name of the letter. Fa. Yes, okay, start again. Fa, fatha, tha. Qaf, dhamma, qu. Thaqu.
Lam fatha la.
Lam fatha, ta, sukun. So every letter with a sukun you link to what comes before it. So no, I want you to do that last part.
Lam fatha ta sukun lat.
Lam fatha ta sukun lat. Thaqulat. You see the benefit of what the Imam was saying here, that when as you break down, you have to put them back together as you go along. Don't wait till the end, because these words are getting what? Longer and longer, right? Thaqulat. The makhraj of the ta is touching two front teeth, the back of the two front teeth, right? Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm going to make a tajweed for you here. So here, thaqulat, the ta here, whenever a ta has a sukoon, you have to give it a hams. What a hams means is you have to say thaqulat. You see that's a little tick? It's called the hams. Whenever a ta or a kaf has a sukoon, you have to give it a hams. What are the two letters? Ta and kaf. When they have a sukoon, you have to give it that hams. Thaqulat. See that little tick? That's called the hams. That's for the ta. Thaqulat. Nah.
What's the question?
Or the kaf. Like kaf would be ak. Rama. Naam.
What was your question, sir?
So that, what you call it? The word?
Hams.
It's called the hams.
It's no matter where the ta or the kaf is in the word.
Only when they're sakin.
Sakin, but it doesn't matter where they are in the word.
No.
Oh, it does not matter. Yes. So that little whisper comes with them, kaf and ta, when they're sakin.
Wait, what is sakin again?
Sakin, the letter that has a sukoon is called sakin.
Wow.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For those online, we're on the sixth line, first word. Anyone? My young brother over there? And speak up, I can't hear. Yeah, go ahead. Had Shin kasrashi. Hushi. Ra fathata sukun rat. Hushirat. Next word. Second word, sixth line. Yes, you can hear a tiny little release of air with kaf and with the ta. Tiny little release of air. Okay. The second word. Anyone? Go ahead, please.
Sin, damma, su.
No, sorry. The vowel is dhamma. Dhamma. It's not a dal, it's a dad. Dhamma. So I want to hear it. So, sin, dhamma, su. Okay, keep going.
Ta, kasrati.
Ta, kasrati. Sulti.
Ha, fatha, ha.
Ha, fatha, ha.
Ha, fatha, ta, sukun, hat.
Ha, fatha, ta, sukun, hat.
Suti, hat.
Sulti, hat. Sutwihat. Sutwihat. Despite the fact that the ta has a kasra, you have to maintain the heaviness of the ta, correct? Did you see that? Sutwihat. Sutwihat. Next word. Anyone? The brother in the back. Yeah, you haven't said anything yet.
Kaf, Dhamma, Ku,
Kaf, Dhamma, Ku.
Shin, Kasra, Shin,
Shin, kasra, shi.
Ta, oh, Kushi,
Kushi.
Ta, Fatha, Ta, Sukun,
Wa, fatha, ta, sukun, what? Okay, put it together.
Kushi, Ta,
Kushit, what? Kushit, what? Kushit, what? Who wants to help me with the next word? The last word, 6th line. You haven't said anything yet, so go ahead, please.
Last word, right?
The last word, line number 6.
Noon, dhamma, nu.
Nun, Ramanu.
She, kasra, she.
Shin, kasra, shi.
Nu, she.
No, shi.
Ra, fata, ta, sukun, rat.
Ra, fatha, ta, sukun, rat.
Nu, she, rat.
No, shirat. No, shirat. Should I do one more line?
Very good, Suleiman, huh?
Should I do one more line?
Yeah, you can do it.
7th line, first word. Any brother who wants to help me? Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Noon, Dhamma, Nu,
Nun, Ramanu.
Sad, Kasra, Si,
Swad, kasra, swi.
Nusi,
No, swi.
Ba, Fatha, Ba,
Ba, fatha, ba.
Nusi, Ba,
No, swi, ba, combine.
Ba, Fatha, Ta, Sukun, Bet,
Ba, fatha, ta, sukun, bat.
Nusi, Bet,
No, swi, bat. No, swi, bat. No, swi, bat. Always, with the ta and the swad, they tend to lose their qualities when they have a kasra. But you, as the reciter, you should maintain their qualities. So, no sway bat. No sway bat. Next word. Yes, please go ahead. Oh, just tell him.
Hamza Fatha,
Hamza fatha.
Fa Fatha, Ra Sukun, Thar,
Tha fatha ra sukun thar.
Noon Fatana,
Combine where you got to.
Athar,
Atharu.
Noon Fatana,
Nun fatana.
Atharna,
Atharuna. Next word. Any brother?
Mari.
Amari. Wow, fathawa.
Sin fatha, ta, sukun,
Sapo.
Fatha qas.
Sin fatha wa sukun sapo.
Sin fatha qas sukun sapo.
I want to hear the qalqala and the heaviness both on the ta when it has a sukun. Sin fatha wa sukun sapo. Okay, keep going. No, what? Put them together. Wasapo. Wasapo. Non fatana. Wasaqona. I don't want the heaviness on the scene. I don't want the heaviness on the scene. Wasaqona. 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 Makhraj of the ta. Makhraj of the ta. What is the makhraj of the ta? This is one that has sukun in this word.
Tongue behind the two front teeth.
Two other letters share that makhraj. And two other letters share that makhraj. The Sheikh mentioned it before. Dal, thank you. Next word. Next word, any brother? Yes, go ahead, please.
Fatha, Ra, Sukun,
No. Please start again. Fa fatha fa. Ra fatha ghain sukun rag. No. Put so far. Put them together from the beginning to where you stopped. Farag. Farag. Ta fatata. Faragta. 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 My next question is, where's the most makhraj of the ghain?
Top of the throat.
Top of the throat. And its companion there is next word. Yes, let's go ahead.
Ta, fatha, hamza, sukun, ta.
Ta. Ta fatha hamza sukun ta. I want to hear that bump. Ta. 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 Ta fatha hamza sukun ta. Okay, continue please.
Ta dhamma waw sukun tu.
Ta dhamma waw sukun tu. Put them together. Ta tu.
Nun fatana.
Nun fatana.
Ta'tuna.
Ta'tuna. Good effort. Good effort. Ta'tuna.
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 Question so far? We have time for one more line? Should we do one more line? Next word? You want to do the next word? Yes. All right, go ahead, please. And raise your voice. I can't hear you that one. Ya dhamma sin sukun yus. Qaf fatha waw sukun qaw. Yusqaw. Nun fatana. Yusqawna. 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 Several lectures ago, our Imām here talked about the relationship between a letter that has a fatha that is followed by one of the letters waw or ya. What is this relationship in yusqawna called, between the qaf and the waw? Say that again. Lean. Lean, yes. When you say a lean, English word in Arabic. So it's called lean. So that is the relationship between the two of them, because the first letter has a fatha, the next letter is a letter of mad, and so it is a waw. If it is a waw or ya preceded by a fatha, you get this condition called lean. All right, next word. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Ya fatha fa sukun ya.
Ya fatha fa sukun ya.
Ain fatha
Ain fatha
yaf'a.
yaf'a.
Lam dhamma lu.
I want you to connect it to the
Lam
one.
waw sukun lu.
Lam dhamma waw sukun lu.
Yaf'alu.
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 Nun fatha na.
Nun fatana.
Yaf'aluna.
Yaf'aluna. Yaf'aluna. Yaf'aluna. Next word, please. Who hasn't said anything yet? All right, anyone. Okay, the brother in the back there, and with a.
The brother has a class after Isha.
Okay, I'll answer that, inshallah. I went and done this line.
Remind them, give it 9 o'clock.
Can you start again, please?
Ya fatha ain sukun ya.
Ya fatha ain sukun ya.
Ma Moon. Mim fatha ma.
Mim fatha ma.
No, he's right.
No, he's right. If we're doing the third word. We're doing the third word on that line.
Ya'ma.
Ya'ma.
Lam damalu.
No. You have to link it to the. Yeah. You have to link it to that next letter that has a sukun on top of it.
Oh.
It's a mat.
Lam dama waw sukun. Lam dama waw sukun. Lu.
Prolonged. Lu. Again.
Lam dama waw sukun. Lu.
The whole thing.
Malu.
Ya'malu.
Nun fatana.
Ya'maluna. For this session, we're ending with the next word, please. Who wants to? Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Ya fata ain sukun ya.
Ya fata ain sukun ya. Lam fatala. Ya'la. No. I want you to link it to the waw. Mim dhamma waw sukun mu. No. Say everything together first. Ya'malu. Nun fatana. Say the whole word. Ya'lamuna. Observe, everyone, that these last two words are very similar in spelling. Ya'maluna and ya'lamuna. So in recitation, don't make that mistake in confusing them. We're going to stop here because of the lack of time. Your homework, do you want to finish this last two?
Homework, tell them they have to read the entire thing, the entire lesson. Try to finish it.
Okay. One homework that we have for this class, because we didn't get to the end, I want everyone to go home, read each word from one harf on this page, page 20, one harf on page 20, this first word, and each word thereafter 3 times up to the end, and we'll continue from the 7th line, 8th line, the 8th or 9th, 9th line, to a page 20 next lesson, inshallah. Sheikh Abdul Razak has a class after Salat al-Isha. Also, Abu Zakaria will be helping with coordinating a chat session at 9 o'clock. Anyone who has questions or confusing issues regarding what we've done so far from page 1 to this page, or any other thing regarding spelling and reciting, please join that chat at 9 o'clock, and we'll be trying to answer as many questions as possible. Also, this relates to the sisters who are online. Please write your questions, type in your questions, and inshallah, those questions will be dealt with from 9 o'clock tonight, inshallah. Any questions, observations?
Yes. Can you repeat the homework again?
Okay, page 20, lines number 1 to number 10.
10?
We're doing the whole thing. We're doing the whole page, including what we've not done yet, which is the last 2, and then 3 times. Just say each one correctly 3 times as you move along.
And write it down 1 time. And
then on your sheet of paper, still transcribe what you see here onto your sheet of paper. Once. No, just one time. Writing 1 time, pronunciation 3 times between now and next class, which is Yawm al-Ithnain al-Qadim, on Monday. Same time between Maghrib and Isha. Any concerns, questions?
Google Classroom.
Yes, Google, and this is on Google Classroom. Please post it on Google Classroom so that the Imam can take a look at it and correct it. Other questions or concerns?